Now, very quickly before the video starts, one of the main talking points of today's episode of CS2 News was the fact that Valve late last night removed the Valve official anti-cheat from practically all of their games. But within the last 10 minutes, CS devs have added it back, but only for Counter-Strike. Yet it's still missing in other Valve titles such as Dota and TF2. As for what this could mean, that's still up in the air. But today's video, we deep dive in what happened and what this could become. Moments ago, as of today's video going out, the CS dev team seems to be active once again with nothing official yet, but we can see that the devs just removed the Valve official anti-cheat from CS2 and other Valve titles. At least kinda. We're gonna discuss that more in today's video. This could leave Valve devs to possibly replace it with VACnet 3, but from what data miners and the players know, it's still in official testing. Today's CS2 News video, we're gonna break down and discuss these new data mines regarding VACnet 3, deep dive to see if VACnet 3 is even ready for a release. We're also gonna discuss the 2025 Pro Scene Scare for Counter-Strike 2, the new addition of sales tax to the Steam community market, alongside a bunch more. Now, today's video sponsor is Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a buying but most notably trading marketplace for all your Counter-Strike needs. Skins Monkey offers a wide variety of skins. Once you find the item you want, hit trade for either items you currently have or for one of many deposit options. You can use my code MANDO for up to a free $5 alongside a 35% deposit bonus. And with their large selection of skins, Skins Monkey also offers daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. If interested, the link will be in the description down below. Now, very quickly before we hop into the news, I do want to mention that today's video originally was going to be surrounding the Armory update 3 weeks later, which is now going to be delayed until next week, which gives us a better understanding if it's worth the purchase of the pass and also your time as a player. But since the Armory pass seems to be a staple now on Counter-Strike store, it's going to be around for some time. This will also give us a much better idea of how supply and demand is going for these new items and if they'll be refreshed in the near future. Firstly, for today's video is all things surrounding VAC. Now, this, from my knowledge, was first discovered by ThorCS, links to him are in the description, but he showed that Valve removed the official Valve anti-cheat, and as he stated, it could make way for the CS devs to replace it with VACnet 3. Now, he also added a couple extra tweets for some more context, saying the anti-cheat related strings in Steam's localization file, store admin_anti-cheat, is for app devs only. He also said that these strings were also added 17 hours ago. Now, as it stands with the description of the store admin anti-cheat software that your game makes use of must be disclosed to the users here. If you have your own anti-cheat solution or your solution is not on the list below, please select other and enter your own information. And now this goes for myself, but also you guys too. You can also view all of this information publicly. Hopping into Steam's database, we can see that Valve removed not just the anti-cheat from Counter-Strike, but also TF2 and Dota 2, but we can't seem to find that Valve removed it for Deadlock, which is somewhat interesting. Now, all this new juicy information is great, but what does this mean for us, the Counter-Strike, TF2, and Dota players? Now, number one is either Valve is doing something different that us, the players, haven't considered or thought about yet. Number two, they could possibly be tweaking or updating the current anti-cheat. Number three, as ThorCS suggested, it's only for app devs, so they could be changing things on their end, but we can't see yet or aren't ready for a full release. Number four is by far the most popular opinion, that the devs could be making way for VACnet 3, which I also think is likely alongside the fact that Valve is tweaking what we have now. Now, originally, VACnet 3 was rumored to release alongside CS2, and was stated by many to eventually be on the limited test page, where we can learn about the game, what it ships with, what's different with graphics, and all that, etc. Now, for some extra context, it was also rumored to use all of the Overwatch and data from players playing CS2 in the format of an AI anti-cheat. This could also have something to do with Overwatch, since Overwatch was also put into the game, but like many things inside Counter-Strike, has since been MIA, and no one's been able to access it or really see what's going on since we saw it in the blog post in late August. Many players, including myself, suspected with the Armory update release that yes, it was a cash grab for a semi-operation, and the real content will start to come with maps and modes after the Shanghai Major to have all Counter-Strike players focus on the event and stickers. Now, I thought since that Valve is having players play the game instead of just buying stars, which would be really easy cash for them like in previous operations, that Valve is wanting just to collect as much data as they can for VACnet 3 to train either an AI anti-cheat or something new regarding an anti-cheat. Back on October 19th of this year, Valve released VACnet 3 and stated it was an initial testing for Counter-Strike 2. Now, since then, some false bans have taken effect, but not too many. Now, VAC ever since seems to have had an increase in VAC live bans before a game even starts, and just a much better way of detecting cheaters in general. Now, I'm not sure if the two are directly connected, but when Valve banned SnapTabs, for an example, which was also after VACnet 3 released, players were kicked just seconds after loading into the game, that being if SnapTabs and binds were ready to go. And that's also even if you could even boot the game properly. Now, because the anti-cheat that we have right now is banning players much quickly, sometimes before the game even starts, there's also been a large increase of players just getting banned in general, and with the SnapTab situation, maybe this could all be tied to an Overwatch AI anti-cheat structure. But as of right now, we don't know anything aside from the fact that few Valve titles, including Counter-Strike 2, have had the Valve official anti-cheat removed. Now, if we do see or hear anything officially from Valve, or maybe in a shadow update format, I'll be sure to let you know in a future video. Now, next up for CS2 News is the market. According to Steam's database, some US states as of right now were now collecting sales tax in the Steam market transactions, which will eventually be making its way to other states as well as countries. I think as of right now, people are finally starting to understand that CS skins have some real money, which is why it's taking place in the first place. But if there is sales tax, it also makes me think about those 1-cent skins where you're only going to get 1 cent profit. Are you even going to be able to sell those in the future? Lastly, for today's video is some CS2 Pro news. The pro player Simple, after going off the grid in a semi-retired state, he has finally returned to play with the Falcons, and despite for how many people thought he'd do absolutely terrible, it actually wasn't too bad. He had a rough couple of games, a rough few rounds, but did much better than anyone expected. expected. Now, no, it's not 2018 simple, but with practice and getting back into the swing of things of competing in pro competitions, I'd be expecting him to dominate soon. And as it stands for the 2025 Pro League schedule for Counter-Strike 2, many players, according to this recent HLTV article, are beginning to get worried for the next year of Pro CS. Now, there's a tweet in this article from Professor CS, and he stated we are just 2 months away from the new era of Counter-Strike players, teams, and TO viewers, and then he asked for players to share their thoughts, frustrations, concerns, and opinions on or off the record. Now, long story short, as the tweet replies and article suggests, yes, we already knew this earlier on in the year, but in 2025 and going forward for competitive CS, there's going to be way less open qualifiers. Now, other pro and casual players are also saying there's way too many tournaments for next year. Or this comment from Mr. Norwood on HLTV's article. He states that Valve's ranking system is a bit different than what we're used to, and not having partner teams bog down the majority of events means that the top teams from across the scene and tournament organizers should make their way to the major. And he lastly states that Blast and ESL are trying to buy loyalty from teams because they know that they won't automatically be many teams' first choice anymore. So yeah, it's currently a bit of a mess. People are scared for next year, but Counter-Strike is still Counter-Strike. Do you guys think VACnet 3 is on its way? I'll catch you guys in the next one. Stay positive, sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.